Have you ever been a fan of a content creator but was so disgusted by their fan base that you would rather admit to murder than admit that you watch their stuff? Don't worry. I too watch Tommy in it.
Hello everybody, how's the day going? Because it's about to get better. My name's DrDerpGamer, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how JschlattLIVE made one of, if not the best fan base on the internet.
JschlattLIVE has an interesting fan base. Some might call it weird, offensive, or really weird. But one thing's for certain, there ain't no plain Janes, and there ain't no Joe Schmoes in this fan base. No, only zany characters up in here.
And the way that JschlattLIVE went about making his fan base is actually really interesting. See, back in 2018, JschlattLIVE was blowing up with SMP Live,
and he immediately captivated people with this deep, intense comedy style that made you ask questions like, what is comedy? And
you like dick and balls?
Yeah, the jokes aren't exactly the most thought-provoking, but when they're this funny, they really don't need to be. That with a rapid-fire upload schedule caused JschlattLIVE to boom onto the scene, and the people that went to him loved this bombastic character that was 50% business, 50% balls, and 100% gay.
0% filter.
I mean, it's refreshing to see someone care so little about what Twitter has to say. The man will not pull any punches to make a joke.
I thought it was paralyzed, low-key. I couldn't move. Like, the below my neck would not move for, I think, 2 hours. So anyone with epilepsy, don't worry, you don't get paralyzed.
So another question about that, Minx. Why did they bring you back to life?
Oh, Jesus.
Jschlatt! As a matter of fact, one of his most frequently made jokes and long-lasting jokes on his channel is 9/11. You know, the national tragedy? That's it. It's just 9/11. But how is this special? There are many other content creators that are just as edgy as him, if not more so. So why am I talking about him? What's the deal? Well, it's for one reason. JschlattLIVE's fan base doesn't suck.
And I know that sounds like a comedic thing, like,
yeah, wow, JschlattLIVE was able to get the lowest bar in having a fan base. Yeah, Derp, didn't you know that most people don't suck? And that most of the times what you look at in a fan base is actually the outlier, and you should not judge a whole group of people by the outlier, but instead by the average? Which,
yeah, that was pretty eloquent. Yes, you are correct. Most people that watch a content creator don't suck, but I'm willing to say that those are the audience and not the fan base.
Now, most would say a fan is somebody that, you know, donates to the Patreon or subscribes to their Twitch or, you know, buys the merch.
But me personally, I haven't spent a cent on any content creators, and these are some of my biggest idols. What I say makes somebody a fan is if you are nervous to interact with them. I can use myself as an example. JschlattLIVE commented on my last video, and I nearly had a freaking heart attack. You can ask fellow content creator Willoli.
Why are you here? What am I doing here?
Okay, that's enough of that.
Being a fan does not mean you tattoo their name onto your chest or align your sexuality to him. That would be weird and also stan culture. I'm not getting into stan culture. There are dozens of videos on that on the internet.
And the typical audience that the no-filter, anti-cancel culture, super edgy content creator tend to attract are,
Fuck the woman, fuck the woman.
Not the best. It's been such a problem. In the past, there have been content creators that try to give up their fan base to get a new one, with iDubbbz being the most, seen person that does this.
This is because these content creators are a bunch of freaking nerds and chumps, and they made content in a normal fashion. No. See, the viral nature of this anti-cancel culture sort of style of content, mixed with the more intimate feel of the content and YouTube in general, causes people that are of a like-minded sort of mentality to flock to these content creation circles whenever they don't even realize that they're the ones being satirized.
But they would hear you ironically using language like that, and then they would throw it back at you unironically.
Yeah, but not JschlattLIVE. JschlattLIVE's a different breed of content creator. See, due to the Jschlatt cycle, which I talked about in my last video, you should check it out, Jschlatt's uploads were inconsistent at best and non-existent at worst.
And this caused a lot of controversy-driven fans to lose interest, as they need a sustainable amount of content to keep their interest peaked.
What this does is a process I'm calling audience refining, and it goes like this. JschlattLIVE uploads a new video, which gets a lot of views and causes a lot of people to go to his channel. But then they realize that it's functionally a dead channel most of the year. So a lot of people click off because they don't have that reliable stream of content to keep their interest peaked. Or they look for more content, anything to fill their piqued interest in this content creator, this funny man. And so they watch the City Skyline series, or the Jackbox series, or the Monkey Nut Saga.
And then this is where most people will say, okay, I've laughed all there is to laugh. I have seen all there is to see. And then they'll write him off as a content creator that is really funny, but nonetheless, that's it. He's just funny. Or they look for even more content. They look for his different channels, and they find out that he's a lot more than just an internet funny man. He's a guy that has struggles, a guy that has grief, and this causes them to really appreciate and respect JschlattLIVE.
And I know it sounds like I'm just talking about the weekly slap, but actually I'm more so talking about his original JschlattLIVE account.
With things like a tribute to Minecraft, or a tribute to Roller Coaster Tycoon, or a tribute to Mario Kart, all being great examples where you see a more intimate and in-depth side to JschlattLIVE.
Or they look for even more content with OTK.
When I say true fan, I'm not saying that you have to watch all of his content, including the VODs and the guest appearances and the original podcasts like Goop, and also the director's cut and the sequel, and no.
It sounds like I'm gatekeeping. I'm not gatekeeping. What makes somebody a fan is going to be different from person to person. One person can watch an entire catalog of content and still not register themselves as a fan, and some person can watch like 2 videos and think that they're the biggest fan in the world. But admittedly, if you're watching an entire catalog of somebody's content and don't consider yourself to be a fan, there's either one of 2 things happening. Either you're in denial or you're a fan of Tommy Innit.
Wait a minute.
I made that timeline hyperbolic to prove a point. For most people, it was probably they watched a decent amount of videos on JschlattLIVE, and then they stumbled onto a tribute to Minecraft or a weekly slap video, and then realized that there's more to JschlattLIVE than just a funny joke.
This has made it so that his fan base is someone of pretty devout loyalty, but also
critical thinking. Many people understand that JschlattLIVE's just their fix for funny man content, and he's not a lot more than that. He gives great advice, but he's not our friend, and he's certainly not a god. He's just a man.
And this ability to think far more critically than most any other fan base is the sole reason why I think JschlattLIVE's fan base is the best. What, you thought I thought you were funny? Please, you say the exact same 3 jokes on repeat, and what's worse is you freaking still laugh at them.
Let me guess. JschlattLIVE's gay, freaking 9/11, it's free, Schlatt, and of course, my favorite, 1999. Get the frick out of here with that weak crap. I like culture jokes, like puns, or Family Guy clip compilations.
The horse is here.
Now, I am in no way saying that aspiring content creators should do what JschlattLIVE did to get the best fan base, or that his fan base is perfect. No, certainly not.
If there's a lesson to be taken away from this video, it's that currently people on YouTube are starving for integrity. We don't want some squeaky clean YouTuber that has less personality than a sheet of paper. But we also don't want you to tell us that you're our best friend.
JschlattLIVE has made the best fan base by, despite giving us advice and despite giving us laughs, he treats us exactly how he sees us, and he's totally honest about it.
It should be pretty clear to you guys that I don't want you to know all about me. I don't really tend to open up this window of, yeah, here's everything about me. Here's my I'm a Virgo, you know, like, you're a number for me. I'm sorry. I don't love you. I could tweet that I love you, but that's not true. And when I see relationships being formed like this, that are just so one-sided in nature, I can't help but feel kind of concerned. Again, My shit is a fucking TV show. The TV show will never love you. The characters have no idea who you are. They're not even real. And that's basically it. And it sucks because this channel is kind of a contradiction of everything I just said. And it feels kind of hypocritical for me to have this channel